Hello everyone, welcome to LBS IAS Academy. Today we are going to discuss economics MCQs based on previous year UPSC questions as well as some practice questions. Through this series, we will cover important topics on economics for UPSC exam. So let's start our session. Our first question is, inflation is caused by increase in supply of goods, increase in cash with government, decrease in money supply, increase in money supply. Here answer to this question is option D, that is increase in money supply. Inflation means increase in price of commodities. It is caused due to decrease in supply and increase in demand. So when money supply in economy increases, it means people have more purchasing capacity and thus demand increases, which results in inflation. That is, when money supply in market increase means people have more money with them. So when people have more money, demand increases. People's demand increases, that means demand increases but the supply remains same. When the supply remains the same and demand increases, that means price increases. When price increases, it is inflation. So here answer is option D. Here in this case, first case, increase in supply. Increase in supply means supply increases but demands remains the same. That means price will decrease because of this huge supply. There is huge supply but demands remains the same or demands is decreasing. That means price will decrease, so no inflation. Increase in cash with the government means no inflation because good government. Decrease in money supply means money supply is decreasing means people have less money with them. When people have less money with them, that means their demand decreases. When demand decreases, price will also decrease. So no inflation. So option D is your correct answer. There are other reasons for inflation as well. One is rising property prices. When property price rises, that means people asset value increases. When people asset value increases means people have more wealth with them. When people have more wealth, their demand increases. Wealth increases means demand, people's demand increases. When demand increases, price increase. Price increase means demand pull inflation. Because of this demand, price increases because of this demand, so demand pull inflation will happen. Next is increasing world oil price. When oil price increases, cost of production for business firms will increase. This cost of production increases means cost to pull inflation. Price will increase because of this cost increase. So cost to pull inflation will happen. Why this cost of production increases means when oil price increases, transportation cost will be higher. Transportation cost will be higher means for all purpose business firms need transportation. So cost of production will be higher. That's why price increases and it will cause cost pull inflation. Next is depreciatory exchange rate. In depreciatory exchange rate, if Indian rupee is depreciating, that is Indian rupee lost its value against foreign currencies. That means rupee value diminishes. Rupee value decreases. Rupee value decreases means our product will be cheaper to foreigners. That means foreigners need our product because of this cheaper price. Because of the cheaper price, foreigners need our product more. That means higher export. Higher export means demand increases for the same product. Demand increases means price increases in the domestic firm. That means demand pull inflation will happen. In the same case, when rupee value decreases, that means foreign currency value will be higher for rupee. So that means our imported products will cost more for us. Imported products will cost more. Imported product will cost more means business firms depends on this imported items will face more cost. More cost means cost to push inflation. Business firm depends on imported items will face more cost of production because of this depreciation of rupee. So these are the three cases for inflation. Next is question number 2. Which one of the following terms is used in economics to denote a technique for avoiding a risk by making a counteracting transaction? Options are dumping, hedging, discounting, deflating. Here answer to this question is option B, hedging. Hedging is an advanced risk management strategy that involves buying or selling an investment to potentially help reduce the risk of loss of an existing position of an investment. It is an investment method to reduce risk of loss due to price fluctuation of commodities, currencies or securities. For example, two similar products from two different markets can be purchased so that price fluctuation in one market in the future can be offset by price fluctuation in the other market. So this is called hedging. In case of dumping means exporting goods to other countries at a lower price than the price of goods in their country. It is done to create a monopoly in the market by thrashing domestic manufacturers. Here, deflating means negative inflation. Don't confuse it with disinflation. Disinflation means decrease in inflation. Next is question number 3. Rise in price of commodity means options are rise in value of currency only, fall in value of currency only, rise in value of commodity only, fall in value of currency and rise in value of commodity only. Here answer to this question is option B, that is fall in value of currency only. When price level rises, each unit of currency buys fewer goods and services. So rise in price of commodity means fall in the value of currency only. That is, when rise in price happens, when price increases, that means the value of currency decreases. Value of currency decreases. There is an example. If a chocolate costs 20 rupees today and next day it costs 25 rupees. That means here rupee value decreases. This is the same chocolate. For the same chocolate, today it costs 20, tomorrow if it costs 25, that means our rupee value decreases. That is why fall in the value of currency only, because it is the same product but rupee changes. Today it is 20, tomorrow it is 25. That means rupee value decreases. That's why fall in the value of currency only. Next is question number 4. Income elasticity of demand for inferior goods is options are less than 1, less than 0, equal to 1, greater than 1. Here answer to this question is option B, less than 0. That is income elasticity of inferior goods is negative. Income elasticity of demand is a percentage change in quantity demanded divided by percentage change in income. Normal goods have positive income elasticity of demand. As income rises, more goods are demanded. Inferior goods have negative income elasticity of demand. As consumers' income rises, they buy fewer inferior goods. So, option B is your answer. When income of people increases, their demand for normal goods increases. Demand for normal goods increases and demand for inferior good demand for inferior goods decreases. Demand for inferior good decreases with income rise. That means income elasticity is negative, because less demand for inferior good, they demand normal goods. When income rises, people demand normal goods. Next is question number 5. The term stagflation refers to the situation where options are growth has no relation with the change in price. That is incorrect. Rate of growth and prices both are decreasing. That is incorrect. Rate of growth is faster than the rate of price increase. That is also incorrect. Rate of growth is slower than the rate of price increase. That is correct. So here answer to this question is option D. Stagflation occurs when the economy isn't growing, but prices are increasing, which is not a good situation and it is dangerous for the economy of a country. It is characterized by simultaneous increase in prices and stagnation of economic growth. In stagflation, the growth rate slows down, level of unemployment remains steadily high, and yet the inflation of price level remains high at the same time. So that is called stagflation. Next is question number 6. Economic growth is usually coupled with options are deflation, inflation, hyperinflation, stagflation. The answer to this question is option B, inflation. Economic growth results in higher disposable income available with consumers, which increases the overall demand along with the supply available for consumers. As a result, prices rise in response. That is, increase in demand spurs inflation, which eventually becomes a necessary evil for a growing economy. Here, hyperinflation is a term to describe rapid, excessive and out of control general price increase in an economy. While inflation measures the pace of rising price for goods and services, hyperinflation is rapidly rising inflation, typically measuring more than 50% per month. Although hyperinflation is a rare event for developed economies, it has occurred many times in countries such as China, Germany and Russia. Next is question number 7. The process of curing inflation by reducing money supply is called, options are cost push inflation, down pull or demand pull inflation, disinflation or reflation. The answer to this question is option C, that is disinflation. The process of curing inflation by reducing money supply is called disinflation. Disinflation is a decrease in the rate of inflation. That is a slowdown in the rate of increase of the price levels of goods and services in GDP. That is, when the overall price level decreases, inflation rate becomes negative. So that is called disinflation. Next is question number 8. During period of inflation, rates should, options are increase, decrease, remains constant or fluctuate. The answer to this question is option A, increase. Interest rates are the primary tool used by central banks to manage inflation. During inflation, interest rates should increase so that investors invest more to earn higher interest. Thus, money supply will reduce, which can reduce inflation. Similarly, higher interest rate means credit becomes costly, so that again supply of money reduces or higher borrowing costs due to higher interest rates discourage consumer spending and business spending, which helps in curbing inflation. That means during inflation, to reduce the money circulation, central banks increase the interest rate. Next is question number 9. Which is the purest form of income of a nation? Options are gross national product, net domestic product, net national product, gross domestic product. The answer to this question is option C, that is net national product, NNP. NNP is the market value of all finished goods and services that are produced by citizens of a nation living domestically and internationally during a year. NNP, which is one of the indicators of economic health of a nation. It is the purest form of national income. NNP is the value that is obtained by subtracting depreciation from the gross national product. That is NNP equal to GNP minus depreciation. NNP considers all the goods, products and services that are manufactured by the country's citizens irrespective of their location. Or in other words, net national product considers products that are produced domestically and also from overseas by citizens of a country. So here answer to this question is option C. Next is question number 10. The effect of devaluation of a currency is that it necessarily, options are, improves the competitiveness of the domestic export in the foreign markets. That is correct. Increase the foreign value of domestic currency. That is incorrect. Improves the trade balance. That is incorrect. Which of the above statement is or are correct? Here answer to this question is option A. That is statement 1 only is correct. Statement 2 and 3 are incorrect here. Devaluation of a currency means export become cheaper and improve the competitiveness of the domestic export in the foreign market. So statement 1 is correct here. Devaluation occurs when a country intentionally reduces value of its currency relative to other foreign currency. So statement 2 is incorrect. Although devaluation is done to improve trade balance, the difference between value of imports and export as well as the preference of people in both the countries will determine trade balance. So we cannot say it will improve trade balance. So here answer to this question is option A.